We should have Dave Barron as our featured rider in the D's to start with tonight, and we'll see how it goes.
Yeah, at least looks to be a couple of people in the pen tonight for him. So
3, 2, 1, and we're off. So moving right now, I think we've got Dave, and we've got an R Day and an S Nielsen. So it does look like we've got a race. So that's good. We weren't sure looking how this was going to look. Where Dave was the only rider signed up on Zwift Power ahead of time.
Yes, like as you said, he's got 3, I think. They're saying out of 4, but I think one's not moving, so...
Yeah.
Just a couple.
But it does look like Dave already has them distanced, so, yeah. That could get interesting.
He has a lot of distance, and it's... I don't see the people behind him, so...
Yeah, that's pretty weird. Anyway, so I guess Dave's gonna do the route, and yeah, we'll this will at least be a recce for us.
Oh, there's someone 10 seconds back that may have had some sort of connection issues because they are now showing and doing similar pace. So if they get back on and kind of there's at least 2 of them to work together, which is a little bit better than just being one person on this route. Could be a bit lonely.
Yep. So anyway, there we are. So I think we're about 3.5 minutes from the C start, and yeah, we'll see how that goes.
Who you want to follow in the C's tonight?
So we've got Jamie Branwell of the herd, who's a sprinter extraordinaire in my experience, and yeah, I think that's the only herd rider I see in the pen so far. There's a couple others signed up, so we may or may not see them, but yeah.
Sounds good. So Dave is 9 seconds ahead, but the other person behind is trying to push up this hill to catch on. I think they'll kind of close the gap on the S's and then.
Yeah, I think honestly, if I were Dave, I'd probably sit up and wait. But yeah, we'll see how this goes.
I mean, even the S's is quite a hard, tricky start. I mean, it's not. They're not like the toughest part of the route, but I mean, if you're just fresh at the pen, I mean, you're a kilometer in and then you're hitting the S's and you've got to kind of deal with that punchy section. It
is quite easy for somebody to get dropped on the S's.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, no argument there.
I mean, if you're not paying attention or you're not quite warmed up yet and you kind of, a few people in the pack decide for an early attack, then it's definitely going to make it interesting. I mean, that last little lump over the top is it's a nice size hill.
Yeah.
Yeah, so the guys just about to, or the other riders about to join in. So we're gonna have 2 in the D's together.
There we go. Yeah, that's good.
Sorry, that's my dog.
Yeah, so as long as Nielsen doesn't immediately attack over the top, we should be good.
Yep, so there he's joining on now. Looks as though he'll just be taking the wheel because he has done a big kind of 3-minute effort just to get back on. So I really do think that could have been a connection issue or just not paying attention in the pen.
I will admit to having done that in the past. Crap, there goes all 60 people.
I've been close to that a couple of times, or I've been like fiddling with stuff, and you know what? Forgot my water. Going, oh, I need to go grab it, and then by the time you jump back on, it's got 10 seconds left. And you're like saying, please clip in, please clip in.
Okay,
So
we're just a few seconds from the C start. I'm having trouble getting Jamie on. So we might be a couple seconds before we get them up, but we'll try here.
Yep. D's are just on the sprint. Dave's got a couple second gap again on the rider behind, so.
Okay, here we go.
Dave obviously going for the primes, quite a nice sprint.
That is a solid sprint and doesn't look like his competitor really hit the sprint, so that is likely going to be the first for him on that prime.
Yeah, and again, if I was Dave here, I'd probably just sit up and take the company.
Okay, so and I've got Jamie up. Jamie is in the new Herd Racing kit. Very nice with the black and red, and all of our sponsors on there. But yeah, looks like a group of only about 6. I thought I saw more signups than that.
It says 11 on the pen. It says 7, and then
yeah, I'm seeing 7. Yes,
there are a couple of people behind. I think it says 7 out of 11, and I do see again doing quite good watts. So again, I just don't know what's gone on tonight with people. They're showing watts, but they're not moving, so they must be in the B pen. It's a strange. Yeah. So there's seven in the race tonight. That's not a bad little group. I mean, it's a good bunch, these Friday night people.
Yep. No, actually, it does look like there's a group of 2 off the back. Is what I'm seeing.
I mean, I'm seeing it on my screen, and I'm seeing watts, but the time keeps going up, so I don't know.
I'm seeing 2 dots on my
Okay.
companion, so I think there are a couple riders back there. Not sure exactly what happened, like you say, but there they are. And we're 2 minutes from the B start.
Which I wonder if our special guest rider has actually checked in.
I have not seen, so.
Oh, he's riding. He's on Zwift right now, so it could be interesting to see if we have a new rider to feature on our beat.
First time feature on Herd Racing League broadcast, yes.
But that's a nice group of C's here, and again, the crazy thing about this route is you do have that start the Hilly pretty soon. So again, after this, but you can get through. There's a chance there for sure that there could be an early split.
Yeah.
But this is a great little sprint just for sitting on the back and just enjoying that ride down and then taking the draft through.
It's so fast. Come with the downhill entry into the sprint. It's a lot of fun. So Jamie's on the back of her group. Yeah, getting ready to slingshot through. Hits the helmet early and goes.
Like a nice little jump.
That is a really nice jump. And especially with the helmet power up, that's probably a good way to take it. Because I think... oh, wow.
Yeah, monster sprinter.
Not sure who that was, but they are a monster. They do have a monster sprint. But yeah, it looks like... so I don't see a leaderboard in that pen right now, but...
she came fourth.
She came fourth. That's an excellent sprint.
It was Steve Dislander from ATP who's just got a monster sprint. He's got like a 13.
Yeah.
He's got like a 13 watt per kilo sprint on his day, so he did a 10.77 there.
Okay, and here we go.
Bees are off.
The bees are off, and our special guest is in the house. So we have Eric Min. We'll watch Eric for a little bit. So that's kind of goofing around a little bit, though. As I look, I'm not sure that we've got any herd riders in this pack anyway.
I see a hard kit. I think it might be Greg might be there. He had signed up. I'm not sure. I don't see him there though. So
Yeah, no, I'm not sure who's there. So
there is a hard kit, but I don't know who it is. I'm trying to. Maybe Zwift Power will show.
yeah, Zwift Power's not showing anyone, so I don't know what's going on. So that might maybe somebody who's just starting with the with herd racing and doesn't quite have this whole Zwift Power thing up yet.
Yep, they are just on the wheel. It might be M. Dini. I could be wrong.
Yeah.
But just going on relations to Eric and passing.
Yeah, that could be Michael Denny, I guess, or that could be.
It's so hard to show when it's
Yeah, it could be Guy DeBell, who I know he has herd kit because he races ZRL for herd sometimes. So, but I don't know who that is in the herd kit there.
Guess the herd rider.
Guess the herd rider. Anybody who can identify, please put it up in the chat. Thanks.
New feature.
New feature. Name that rider.
So let's see if Eric knows that this is a points race and goes to the sprint.
Yeah, if you don't know it's a points race, you could end up off the back of the group, actually. I have seen that happen to people before. Oh, and that does look like it's Michael Denny. On my screen, I just had a name tag on him briefly, so. We have now named the herd rider. Sorry to have ended the game, everyone.
Caesar on the start of the Hilly. No real attacks. So there's still 1, 2, 3, 4, 7 together. So Jamie can get up and over. She's getting gapped a little bit here, but if she can just push through and up and over and stay with them,
yeah,
then that's gonna be a nice little group to be with to get to Titans Grove Reverse.
I actually find it easier to attack this steep section than to try to stay on the back of a group. So, but that's just me.
Yeah, you're better off being slightly ahead than slightly behind, because then, especially on this part, you go left onto the cutoff and then down the hill pretty quickly. So
it looks like most of the B group not aware of the scoring format.
How many sprinters?
Only a couple sprints, yeah. Most times in the 13s, yeah. Okay, so looks like two herd riders in the A's who have just kicked off here. So we will. It looks like we've got Bobby Edwards and Stuart Lynn. So right now we're looking at Bobby. Actually, it looks like a not too bad, but reasonably quick start here.
I do say I think Zwift races have calmed down a bit. Finally.
Yeah, I would definitely say it. And for those of you that are watching this and don't listen, we did talk about this on last week's Pinktron podcast. But no, there's definitely been a little bit of not every race starts out as an absolute sprint anymore. And I mean, really, the big reason is you just don't get much for results of it. And you're not dropping anybody. Yeah, it doesn't take anybody by surprise anymore.
Yeah, I mean, I think the only maybe exception for that is maybe the crit races where people want to get that breakaway early if they can. But again, I wonder as well with the new drafting if it's just taking that away that basically everyone's got a chance with a massive group just to get back on early.
Yeah, I think it really wasn't even about. It was about drop. You know, if you split the group in half, the half that goes off the front is going to probably not be caught by the group behind if they keep on it, right? So I think that's kind of the history behind it, is just trying to lose a few people off the back, not trying a full race length breakaway, but yeah, it's just thinning a few people off the back, and really almost everybody who you're going to shell off the back in the first 30 seconds of the race, you're going to lose them on the first time it goes uphill anyway.
I was going to say that anyway. Or again, they're going to naturally fall off. Whereas again, people who do get dropped early, who did get caught out, have got that power to get back on. So
yeah. So yeah, no, there's definitely been a little bit of a change in how people are riding races,
which I'm not complaining about because I hated those fast paced starts.
I didn't mind, but yeah, that's me.
You can ease a bit more into a race and be all right.
Yeah. So just checking in with the D's. So Dave and his buddy are riding together. They've made the turn up towards Titans Grove and are still riding together. The C's, it looks like the top 6 are together, and then there's 2 singles off the back.
Yeah. One of the riders got dropped on that Hilly KOM bit when the group connect is over.
Yeah. And then in the B's, it does look like just about everybody is more or less together, though they're strung out a little bit going up that first part of the Hilly KOM Reverse. And it looks like right now Bobby is way off the back. I think he's trying to tailgun the group, but he is a couple seconds off the back, which is a pretty severe tailgun. Let's see if he's able to make this work. Hitting a pretty solid 10 watts a kilogram. I think he got just a little bit too far off the back, but he is going to reconnect here with the group. And so he hits 3rd on that sprint for time, and Stuart Lynn was number 1. So good job, good showing so far for the herd riders.
It's one of those ones I think you're trying to not get over the front too early on that hill if you push too hard at the top. But it's definitely, as you said, it's a small margin.
Yeah, I think he was just a little bit too far back because he didn't catch the group to get the draft during the sprint. So yeah, just a little bit too far off the back, but yeah, third place, not bad. So still a good result.
These, I think, yeah, they're approaching it soon.
Yeah, they still got a little bit to go here, but yeah, they're getting closer to the KOM segment for sure.
And the C's are pretty close on their tail. They're going to be catching soon after, I think.
Yeah, they may make the catch. Yeah, they'll probably make the catch before we go back to Ocean Boulevard.
Yeah, they're 140 in closing. I mean, these two Ds are kind of just taking this quite easy at 2.7, whereas the C's on the map are pushing it now. They're kind of just definitely attacking it. I mean, it's come down to now 130, so I mean, it's the time's really. So I think maybe even on the KOM they might get them at this speed. I mean, it's.
Yeah, it does depend on how much they attack getting towards the segment but yeah, very much looks like that's coming down quickly. Yeah,
It's really. I mean, we're down to 120 now.
Yeah.
So I mean, it's just the difference in speed. I mean, they're going 16 kilometers an hour through this section, and you're at 32, 33 for the other group. So
yep. So checking in with the Bs, Eric is sitting right at the back of using one of my favorite tactics, right at the back of this group, and so the group is 16 strong, and yeah, they're going along. In the A's, looks like Bobby is he's kind of a little bit off the bat. I don't know if he was trying to tailgun that segment. If he thinks we're going all the way through the segment, I hope he read my race description. No, he's not attacking. Just sitting in the back. Nate, are you watching the C's?
I am just about to switch to them. Sorry, I was just watching the Ds. The Ds are just about to hit the segment. So we'll see if what happens here, and then I can kind of catch the C's as they come past. But the Ds are going to be the next ones to hit a segment. There's still a 52-second gap, so they're probably going to get caught at some point on it or just after it. They're kind of holding their own now. So.
Nope. So looks like Jamie is stopped. So I don't. Oh, and she's back on her bike. So I don't know whether there was some sort of issue. But I'll probably find out about that later.
Yeah, there seems to be a big gap now between like 50 seconds and 122 behind the D group. So
yeah, so Jamie was fully stopped, no power for a few seconds. So I think there may have been an issue.
So D's are about to hit the KOM here. Again, we'll see. See, this one's a bit different with the points. I mean, it's not like it's just about the prime. It's about an attack zone. So we'll see if Nielsen actually goes with Dave on this one.
Yeah, I mean,
like the sprints, people you can kind of like understand why they don't go, but KOMs naturally people in a race regardless do tend to attack them. But again, it looks as though, yep. No, it's just Dave really kind of hitting.
So that's a pretty big dig by Dave, going well over 4 watts per kilogram. So I don't think he's going to be able to keep that up the whole way up the KOM. So we'll Nielsen's hitting over 3. So yeah, they're both going for it a bit on the hill.
And that's the hardest thing with some of these ones. It's how hard you hit at the start, knowing it's only a 900 meter KOM, but it's been able to sustain that power. Yeah, he's kind of backing off a little bit now, but again, he's got the lead over Nielsen by Witt and still kind of getting away. So it's just constantly kind of getting the points in here, and then it's gonna. I mean, technically, if the other guys on Zwift Power, it's still a showdown on the Epic because there's only a 2-point difference right now.
Absolutely, yeah. So it's yeah. Actually, you're right. Two-man race.
It's all about the Epic.
It is all about the Epic.
And again, the Epic, regardless if you know that this is a points race or not, you're going to hit it at the pace that you can comfortably hit it at.
Yep. So I just caught what Jamie did there. So Jamie was finding it hard to keep on through the rollers, and decided to go bike swap. So Jamie has switched already to a climbing rig. So interesting tactic.
Okay. I mean, they were pushing it for sure.
Well, and she's given her on the KOM. So this, the few seconds she might get a couple seconds benefit here. Definitely a few seconds benefit from coming into it fresh versus wiped out from just barely hanging on to a group. And it could benefit adding together here and whatever time she gains on Epic. So even if she does lose some places, so interesting strategy, and I want to watch.
Well, that was a quick C's, 137 and 138.
Yeah, that's not slow.
That's pretty quick. And then Dave's actually, they passed them right as they crested, so Dave's now tagged along with the 2 leading C's.
Oh, nice.
So
looks like he's just getting distance. So Steve D'Alessandro's distanced him. He's got Sleminski's right behind Dave. So we'll see if he can hang on to that group for a while, he'll have a pretty good head start going into the Epic. For
sure. And he's actually managed to get back onto Steve's wheels, so he's going to get a nice little toe, at least in this section. And I can't see why not. He wouldn't be able to hang on.
Yeah, well, and he's got 33 seconds now. So that is pretty sizable, even for the length of Epic. So in the Bs, they're on the KOM, and it does look like Eric Min read the race description. He is flying up Titans Grove Reverse. He is among the leaders and going well. Looks like Jamie set a PR, or last 30-day PR anyway, at 2:15. So I guess I can't see the C's. Nate, if you can tell me what that looks like for standings, that would be great.
In terms of the group she was with, it's probably a little bit down there.
Yeah.
Because, I don't know all these riders here tonight, but the ones that are ahead of her do look to have done that climb faster as well. So, but it's a tricky little. Again, she's a sprinter, but it's it's a punchy little climb, which is tough.
Yeah, and there is a big difference between a 10-second sprint and a 2-minute climb. It's
For sure.
yeah, but no, it's so yeah that could get interesting. I mean, there's only the 3 primes, so the that good showing on the sprint could jump up a place or two.
Oh yeah, for sure. And again, it all depends on how people deal with the Epic KOM. I mean, again, it's a little bit dangerous with all these gaps because yes, you get the point for going over, but again, if you're not pacing yourself and you think, oh, I've got a minute gap on the person behind me, but then a few people behind you can kill the mountain, then you definitely lose a couple points straight away.
Absolutely. So it looks like Eric Min came across with the 4th fastest time out of the 13 that have been through so far, with Cridland, Timmy Time from OTR, and Kowalski as the top 3 there. So interesting little go. And so Bobby's group, it looks like there is a rider off the front in the A's, I think. But Bobby's group is getting closer to the KOM.
So I jumped to the front of the C's again. This Jamie at the moment's 2 minutes back from the front-ish riders. But again, with the B's coming through, she might get a little bit of a draft back up if she grabs on.
If that happens at the right place, and the front B's right now are looking to be maybe about a minute behind. So
minute and 90 seconds, which downhill Titans Grove, I don't know how much that gap actually closes, but
yeah.
But the seeds are kind of spread out a little bit. Dave's actually got passed now by a couple of seeds, so he's not kind of worried about grabbing on, but he's kind of got his spot. But Nielsen has recovered a bit as well. So definitely could be interesting for the Epic.
Yeah, so it does look like Nielsen's hooked on with a C group as well, so that, it could close him back in.
I think he's just lost the wheel on my map. So it's like 43 seconds to 20. Yeah, we'll see. It's a long way still to the Epic. Kind of. Couple of K.
Yeah, so I did get some intelligence from Gary Bramwell that he's got Jamie's screen mirrored, so he's ready to feed any extra intelligence that we need. So just looking through Zwift power. Yeah. This is all over the place already. Probably a little more than I expected after Titans Grove, to be honest.
Yeah, it's just looking at the minimap on Companion, there's like dots everywhere on the descent.
Yeah.
Which is, and even like it looks like the A's are pretty split. Because they're just about, they must be coming up to the Titans now and look very split.
No, so the lead A's, so there's one guy off the front, another guy left the group Bobby was in. Bobby's second out of that group on the climb. 5 to 7 seconds ahead of the other two. And then Stuart Lynn and another guy are off the back by 20 seconds from Bobby. So another 10 to 15 from the pair that are behind Bobby.
That's what I'm saying. All these groups are now dispersed all over.
Yep. So we'll see whether, I mean, the A's and B's, I expect a little bit more to let up and come together in the rollers, but because it does look like the B's, Eric Min's in a pretty big group, although it looks like it's no, yeah, that's a pretty big group of mostly B's with one C in it, I think.
I'm watching Stuart right now, and he has a disc wheel setup, which is an interesting choice for.
That is an interesting choice, I guess. Titans Grove is shallow enough. I can see making that argument, especially for an A. But yeah, he's going to want to get off that for Epic Reverse.
For sure. It's definitely going to hurt him his time on climbing. But again, he's got the advantage now of being on the disc wheel going down the hill, and if he's able to kind of push and get on.
Though he's got to pull a bike change before the KOM start line.
Exactly, that's what I'm saying. It's one of those ones, even if he's done that for that situation, he's then got to get off a bike change and back on.
Though he did get first place points for the sprint, so if that's part of the strategy, that will probably bump him up a couple places, right?
Oh yeah.
So yeah, if I had been Jamie, I probably would have let up a little bit more than she did to let that B group catch up sooner. But looks like they are going to catch just as they hit the bridge back over to Ocean Boulevard.
And David's kind of halfway in between.
Yep.
I'm back and I'm watching the front of the season. There's Steve up front, Terry and Tristan about to join back on, so there's going to be a three-way battle on the Epic at the front of the race.
Oh, good stuff.
But obviously Jamie just kind of tags along and she can do her own stuff on the climb.
Yep, and yeah, that's not a... So Jamie just threw a draft truck. Honestly, that's probably the best place for her to use it at this point. To get a little bit of a free ride to the base of the KOM with the B group here. And I'll say I have definitely on this climb, to good effect, kind of sprinted up the first steep part of the climb and drafted across the bridge because the bridge is a little bit of a... It's draftable.
Yeah, so that's what I was going to say to you earlier, but I was like, you know what, let's wait until people are approaching it. But that's definitely the strategy. It's like, how much matches do you burn on that first little section up to the bridge, knowing that the draft on the bridge is huge, but then knowing that you've still got 5K, I think.
Yep.
To then deal with.
Wait, or are we even doing the bridge? Do I have this backwards?
No, it's the other bridge. So we're going over there's still the bridge towards the jungle. So you go up the steep bit towards then the jungle entrance.
Yes.
So it's the start of Ocean Cliffside.
Yep.
But again, it's a lot of people are used to doing that to get onto Ocean Cliffside or into the jungle.
Yes.
But then there's not many routes that go up this way, up the reverse.
No, and I don't think it's worth doing like a full VO2 max climb up to that first steep bit. But going harder than you're going to go up the rest of the mountain to try and stay on some wheels for the bit that flattens out is probably worthwhile.
Yeah, I mean that's the risk reward there of just having a few wheels there to get you up. But I mean, I've actually never ridden the reverse. I did a bit of it today. I kind of did like 3K of it, just to see how it feels, and it's not too bad. I mean, it's not. Most of it's at 8%. There's a few times it kicks to 9, and then there's a few steep corners that go up to like 14%. But you've got a few downhills in it, which gives you momentum for the next section. So it is kind of worth burning a few matches at the start to keep with the group and pace yourself over losing them and then not knowing where you're at.
Yeah. So right now it looks like Bobby's in a group of 4. Stuart Lynn has, I think, passed and dropped somebody. He's sitting about 25 seconds back from that group. And is asking where the KOM start line is. So that is, it is pretty sharp and obvious. So yeah, and that is so on this one right now. So I'll say, since I'm the guy that set up the scoring, we do have 50 points for fastest time going up, and 50 points for finishing order, which is for most races probably going to be mostly 100 points for that climb. But yeah, that's kind of what we've got. Yeah, looks like. Go ahead.
The front C's are just about to hit the KOM marker at about 21.7. It's going to be a look slow.
Yeah, and
we got three riders. Actually, got 4. Somebody else is just caught up now. Which again, if that person's a climber, then this front group could be interesting. So we got 4A.
Yeah, so I believe that's Terry Leduc, who we've seen in this race quite frequently, and definitely a solid rider. So he is a solid climber. I don't know how he compares to the others, but yeah, that's going to be interesting.
And Tristan's a good solid climber as well. He's got some power, at least on the shorter, punchier ones. Again, it's Epic's up there with those 23-minute effort.
So I'm just gonna switch our camera for the C's from Jamie temporarily up to Terry Leduc, who rides in the lovely Betty Designs kit. I am a big fan.
He's just getting gapped a little bit, but again, if he keeps pushing and gets back on wheels, he'll be okay.
Yeah, and I guess that's where I've kind of said, like, I don't know if it's worth going too far over your limit on this, as steep as this section is, because there's a lot of climbing left.
I see on my map the B's now are only 37 seconds back, so
yeah,
the B's really closed that gap fast.
So if the B's catch the back of these guys at the top of this steep section, that might play right into their hands to have somebody to draft here anyway, even without going super hard.
Yeah, I mean, they're 7 and 8 seconds off now, the leader, but again, they're only 34 seconds back. They might be able to pull them up, but again, I don't know, it's a long climb. Again, that's a big effort to kind of put in early. Then you've got the bridge to kind of relax on, but you've still got 5K of pretty grueling climbing to be able to deal with.
Yep, and whatever it is, 500 or 400 some odd, 500 meters, whatever that is. I gotta say, I forget.
I took a photo of it earlier on my stream. So it's 6.19 kilometers and 365 meters.
365 in that one, in the 1 KOM. Okay.
At 5.9% gradient because of the downhill sections, but again, I would say it's mainly 8% average.
Yeah, I'd say I don't know if it's 8, but yeah, median gradient is much higher than the mean on this one for sure.
I don't think it's as steep as Innsbruck.
I don't know. I think it is. I think so. Not as fast, not as steep as Innsbruck Reverse, but the forward side, I think it's probably pretty comparable.
Yeah. And I remember that climb you had a lot of 9s and 10s, whereas this one seems more a steady 8, which is not too bad.
Yep.
It's definitely not that grinding. So it looks as though the Bs are going to catch a little bit back of that back group of the Cs, so they might pull them up a little bit here.
Yep. Though I think it's going to be for Terry Leduc and T. Sleminski. I think it's going to be after this flatter section, and Heibel, I guess, is in there as well. So there's those three are. Yeah, I don't think they're going to be caught by the bees at a useful time. And D'Alessandro looks like he's 15 to 20 seconds off the front of them.
He's a strong rider.
Oh, very strong, no doubt. I'd not be happy to see him in my B race. Okay, so the bees have just that's kind of what I was saying. I think just before the road kind of goes up again, the bees have gone past. Looks like Terry is putting in a little effort to try and stay on the wheels for the spots where draft matters a little more, but we'll see how that goes.
I mean, straight away you're into like 14% around that first corner, and then it kind of goes to 9. So this is the steeper part of the climb, and then it mellows out a little bit to 8. But that first corner definitely hits you.
Yeah, and this first corner is a spot where you can you want to surge above your average for the climb, and do what you can. So I think this is good technique by Terry. He's put some seconds into into third and fourth. We'll see how the whole climb goes here. So looking at the bees, it looks like we've got Kowalski from Coalition is sitting out front. Eric Min with Cridland are a group of 2 behind. Silviera is fourth, and then there's a pretty big gap of about 30 seconds to the next group. So definitely some separation already happening there. In the D's, it looks like Dave has 2 minutes on Nielsen now. And that's he's just crossed the flatter section of the bridge, made the left turn next to the entrance to the jungle, and he's about to hit the steep section. So definitely at this point, 2 minutes isn't all that much, but it is a sizable lead.
Oh, for sure. I think Jamie's just back, so Jamie might catch up with him and push on a little bit. But yeah, there we go, 14% right now, and then it mellows out a little bit.
Yeah. So now it looks like Heibel from, I guess he's got DDC and OTR in his tag. Went past Terry Leduc there. Sleminski's 12 seconds behind him. And then back to Jamie, who is just hitting the super steep section right now. And yeah, she's climbing on. So the in-house special commentator for Jamie, Gary, says that he thinks Jamie's pacing the KOM much better for her than he did in the first race.
I mean that is the thing. It's like it's one of those ones you have that first section and then the bridges.
And you've got those two steep sections with the bridge in between, right?
Oh, I just seen a message pop up. Eric Min has run out of time, so he is abandoning the race. So time has cut him short on the climb.
Yep. So I guess I've got. So my camera has swapped just to closey. Let me swap around to see who we've got here to watch. So it is Kowalski way off the front of the race at this.
The joys of Zwift racing.
Yep.
Life gets in your way, and you don't quite make it time wise, and have to quit.
Yeah, very much. So there's Timmy time. I guess for the bees, I've temporarily jumped back, whether we'll stay there or not, to Guy DeBell of ATP. So friend of the herd, who's sitting in 13th place in the bees and climbing away at a pretty decent pace. Trying to pace her out for the rest of the way, I guess. Looking at Mr. D'Alessandro here. Yeah, he's doesn't really seem to be climbing at a steady pace. It does seem to be.
I think he's eased off. I think he's either hit it too hard or he just realized he's got a gap and just kind of eased up a bit now.
Yeah,
but he definitely attacked that. I mean, there he is, though he is pushing a little bit. I don't know. It's a hard one to pace because it's in sections. It's not like it's a steady climb.
Yeah, but even on one ramp though, it does seem like he is jumping around. And as I say that, it does look like I have lost that camera. So it still exists, but I need to try and get it back.
We're just not quite as high tech as NBC studios.
And there we go. I think I've got it back.
Wi-Fi power outs.
Yeah. No, that was my cable connection to going out there temporarily. So yeah, we're back. We're back. Okay, so Dave Barron, so he is slightly pulling that gap out. So that does look like he's got a pretty good chance of getting first place through all four here. I guess if he finishes ahead, he's got it anyway. But where he started ahead, yeah, he can win it by whether he finishes with the fastest time or not. As long as he beats the other rider to the line, he'll get it at this point. The way the points work out. So Bobby Edwards, he and I think he's got another A rider right with him. I've just gone past Guy DeBell. And yeah, looks like it does look like D'Alessandro's eased off quite a bit there. Eased off down to sub 2 for a while.
Yeah, I mean, again, I don't know if I mean he's back up a bit, but I don't know if he had the gear stuck or whatever. But he was grinding away, like doing 40 RPM, and then jumped up very quickly to 80 RPM. So maybe just spinning the legs for a little bit, just trying to clear that lactic and.
So it does look like he's he's pushing kind of high 3s to 4s in the 40s, RPMs in the 40s. Wow, that's
just grinding.
Yeah, that's a tough way to go up a long climb like this.
That's a lot of torque.
Yep.
And his heart rate's at 180 as well, so it's definitely
he's working her.
He's working.
Yeah, so a little bit further back in the Bs, looking at Guy DeBell. Little bit higher cadence, but also kind of grind her out a little bit at about 60. And Dave and Bobby both in the 60s as well. As looking as so Steve D'Alessandro goes across the top of one of the little grade reversals here. So nice, quick, down to -9%.
-11, yeah. It's a nice little one.
Into a super tuck for this last ramp towards the finish. I think this one is, if I'm tracking correctly.
Yeah, he's at 26 kilometers, so he's got just over a kilometer. So
yep,
maybe it's just almost 2, I think. But it's definitely, I mean, he's at the 10% part now, so it's definitely a steep little ramp at the end here.
Yep. So checking in with the A's, Bobby is doing quite well. So he has worked his way up to 3rd place. Looks like a bit of a gap in front of him, but he's got about 10 seconds behind him. And that's looking pretty good for Bobby.
He's got one rider just ahead doing like high 5, 6 watts a kilo.
Yeah. So both riders ahead looks like 5 and 5.5. I think the guy in front just hit one of the grade reversals quick. Oh no, those two are together now.
Yep.
Yep. So going to be interesting there. Okay, I'm going to move back from D'Alessandro to another C rider here. So looks like Terry LeDuc is with. He's in between those front two A riders. Does look like one of them, Bobby, is closing the gap. So yeah, there's an ATP rider, and yeah, it does look like Bobby has caught him. So is oh no, that's the rider that he was with. Okay, so they're fighting for 3rd and 4th.
Yep.
But the 2 A riders ahead of him are they've got a gap between them now.
And it's just the crazy thing here. It's like, again, I'm watching the Seas. Like, Terry got dropped off for a little bit, but then Tristan got into some struggles and dropped, like, from, like, mid-threes to mid-twos, which, again, on a steep climb like this, you can easily catch back on.
Yeah. So, yeah, it looks like... so it's Terry Slaminski, I think, is... yeah, so he's pushing to try and stay with Terry Leduc. And, yeah, that looks like it's an interesting battle from here to the finish. And it looks like, yeah, so Jamie Bramwell is climbing with Guy DeBell. And, yeah, going there. So, yeah, Nate, I think you're having some microphone difficulties. So as we go through, we've got checking back in with the D's. So Dave Barron, he's climbing well. Looks like he's almost up to 3 minutes gap. So looks very good for him in getting that race, closing out that race win after winning the first two primes. In the C's, we've kind of been all over the place here, but looking at Terry Leduc, he's fighting for fourth with Slaminski, and we'll move back and look at some other riders as they approach the top here. In the B's, our temporary feature of Zwift president Eric Min is over, and right now we're taking a quick look at Guy DeBell, and I think we'll probably jump forward and see what else is going on. And in the A's, we have Bobby Edwards is currently sitting in fourth, and yeah, he's got a pretty good gap back to fifth. And got something going up. Nate, do we have you back?
I'm here. Sorry, I don't know what was going on. Is that better?
That is much better. So Nate, we've got sound back from you, and off we go. So I'm just gonna move back up towards the front of the B's here. Timmy Time from OTR, who I recognize from racing many times, is sitting around 8th place and pounding out a pretty good cadence. We got an R Ness from TFC, Kara, and there's an H Silviera who is approaching the finish line, and it looks like he's about to finish. Fucara, Arness in fifth, though he's got. There are some riders in pretty close. It's only 15 seconds back to a Galantemos. Okay, Bobby Edwards, he's just past Terry Leduc in his battle for fourth place. Does look like Bobby has lost the ATP rider he was fighting with for third, but he's looking pretty good for fourth place as we approach the turnoff for the radio tower, which we are not going to take today.
Which I'm sure a lot of people are glad about.
I know I am if I end up doing this race this weekend.
Steve just crossed the line into the 22-27 climb.
That is a quick one, even if this is a quicker climb than the other side. But yeah, that's solid.
I think he was followed closely by an A rider.
Yeah, yeah. So it looks like I've dropped back to Guy DeBell. Looks like he's dropped Jamie by 15 seconds now here on this last ramp. And does look like he's got it's about 30 seconds. So he does have an outside chance of making a place up for 11th here with a good last kilometer of the climb. Oh, Nate, I think we've got the same issue again. So as we go on here, yeah, we've got so D's Dave Barron continuing on. Got about a kilometer to as long as he is able to keep going, he's got probably a pretty good win. In the C's, Terry LeDuc approaching the finish as well. Bobby Edwards in the A's about to hit the finish line. And yep, he is very solidly in 4th place. So congratulations, Bobby. We'll just zip on backwards to our other herd rider in the A's, Stuart Lynn. So he's climbing along and making it work. Okay, Nate, I think all we've got is cracking from you right now, no voice. So, yeah, I don't know if you can try and fix that. Okay, so going through to the D's, Dave Barron continuing to pound out a pretty steady go. We've got in the C's, we're following Terry LeDuc as he's just about to pass the turnoff to the radio tower and looks like he's pretty solidly in 5th place. So I think we're going to switch back and follow Jamie for the rest of her climb. In the B's, we've got we have Guy DeBell. So Guy is pounding at a pretty good tempo, and he's he's sitting in 12th place. Looks like the rider in front of him is he's pulling the gap out a little bit further. It looks pretty rough for a guy to try and pull him back. And in the A's with with Bobby having hit the finish already, just watching Stuart Lynn finishing down the that last grade reversal and about to take that last ramp up towards the finish. Okay, here we go. As we continue on. Okay, climbing up this race, we have that that horrible 10% ramp. I know. I remember racing on this and feeling like this was never, ever going to end. And especially if you aren't close to somebody else in racing, it's it's very difficult to keep your motivation up. Though with this race format, where there are 50 points for time on the KOM, as well as 50 points or up to 50 points for your race finish. Yeah, it is important to push all the way to the line to maximize those points. You never know when somebody ahead of you or behind you might be very close to your climb time. So we've got a little bit of a everybody coming together here on our four screens as Stuart Lynn just passed first Dave Barron and now Jamie Bramwell, and Guy DeBell's the next rider up the road. So our four followed riders right now are consecutive on the road. So we'll finish up going through here. Okay, and we are moving along. Guy is approaching the finish line to finish 12th in the Bs. Good job, Guy. And Guy is through the line. Good job. And we'll just change our video format briefly here as we watch as we keep going, and Stuart Lynn is approaching. He's just passing the turnoff to the radio tower, and a big sprint to the line. He's listening in and taking what we said to heart on that, pushing out to get that last little bit of time. As he's hitting 6 watts a kilogram coming to the line, and 6th across the line for Stewart, and does look like the 5th best time on Epic KOM, though I think that's probably 6th if somebody has already left the game. Now we're back to Dave Barron and Dave Barron and Jamie Branwell, who are riding together to the line. Good job, guys. So that looks like it will be 6th place across the line for Jamie, and 1st in the D's for Dave Barron. Both of you, good job. It looks like a little bit of a sprint to the line there. Good job, Jamie. And excellent. So thanks, everybody. And also thanks for Nate for helping out as long as he could. So we did end up with an audio problem. Surprise, surprise. It never happens on this broadcast. But we did end up with a little audio problem. Nate couldn't finish the broadcast with us. But we thank you for watching and listening. And yeah, good luck on your race this week. And we'll see you next week for the broadcast. Good night.